Hello everybody and welcome back. So I'm going to show how I did the strike effects, and this is what I have. It's just a curve that, a curve with a noise and a carve node, that's it. And it lasts for about 10 frames and then it dies off. And my idea was to, go heavy on the post-processing, distort the image, do all kinds of stuff to make it feel natural. And I'm gonna use a plus mode here, and right now we have that. So these frames is what I'm gonna distort quite heavily, okay, from here to 84. And I'm gonna use a big glow effects, so exponential glow, and I'm gonna increase something like this. Okay, and I'm not gonna use a, well, let's try. I'm gonna keep the plus mode. Gonna try heapot. Okay, so heapot is better. I like this center. And I'm gonna increase. Gonna do this. I like this shape. I'm gonna do another exponential glow on top of all of this with a much smaller amplitude. Yeah, something like this. So we'll keep this as heapot, and then I will also add this on top. So plus here, and I'm gonna gain it down. Gain it up. And both of them goes like this. Okay, so during this period, I'm gonna gain the image down like this. So I'll set a keyframe here, and then I will set 1 here, and then it's gonna go back to 1. And just quickly to see how this is gonna look. The image is getting darker. Yeah, I think it's working. And that's the whole idea. When the lightning is gonna come, it's gonna change the exposure of both layers, and I'm gonna add tons of distortion. So for the distortion, let me check. So let's see. So we can do a few things. We can try the there's a node called X distort. So this is very cool, and I'm gonna try and distort everything. No, I'm gonna try and distort it here before it gets used. The distortion map is going to be this one, and in here I'm gonna say it's the source is distortion map. The blur, I'm gonna blur it quite a bit. The distortion, I don't need that much distortion, but I want direction. So let's see. So this one is good. I'm gonna gain it up because it's not, let's clamp it first. Let's clamp it so it's like a mask, and then I'm gonna gain it up and use this as the distortion. I'm also going to enable chroma aberration and go a bit extreme with this. 1.5 and this one is 0.5. And let's do it before the grade. And we can also do another one similar after, just to add more to it. And this this issue is because the image goes above 1 quite a bit, so I'm gonna clamp it. No, sorry. So let's just play with the values. Yeah, it's not gonna be great here. And you see this is the distortion. I'm gonna copy it one more time. And this is the distortion map. And the intensity doesn't change it, so it's just gonna do it a few more times like that. And if we play, you will see as the lightning comes, we're gonna get this massive distortion onto the image. So let's see how this can help. And another node that I like to use is the aberration, but we're getting some cool stuff, so it's not gonna help a lot here. And this just adds chroma aberration to the image. You can see it here. So we'll have to animate this to match when this effect happens. But this is the main idea. You have data, you distort the image, you change the exposure quite a bit so we can see clearly the lightning. The last thing that I'm going to add is the actual lightning bolt itself, and I'm going to show that in a second. But let's take a look at these frames and see what we get. Yeah, I'm getting that distortion. Yeah, I think it's working. And maybe we turn it off at frame 85 or something like that. So all of this we just turn off and then it goes back to normal. Or maybe have the gain doesn't just come back straight away. It takes maybe 3 frames for it to get back to its normal intensity, just to show that we're still adjusting. Yeah, I think it's very long. Yeah, it's very long. We have to animate the various nodes obviously to refine this, but that's the idea. The lightning happens and then the radial effect and all these elements. Oh, we have it plugged in, so yeah. And it's getting slow because of all the post-processing we're doing now. I think it's working. Okay, so the last thing is the actual bolt itself. So here, and I'm gonna turn it off at frame 90, maybe. I'll turn it off here, 88. And what I'm gonna do is use a aberration node. And I just want to get some distortion going in here. Shift basically. And I'm gonna gain it up. Sorry, gain it up. And I'm gonna plus it on top of this. Or sorry, I'm gonna plus it on top, but I don't need the ground because that's part of the that needs to be distorted. So I only need the emission pass. Hopefully I have that. So shuffle. Sorry, this is shuffle emission. Oh, come on. Wire. I made an AUV called wire. Not too bad. But it's not exactly what I want. Let's try. It's fine. I'll use this, but I wanted a pass for this only, and the bolt is not, the wire is not giving me that, so it's fine. I'll just add it as a plus here, and let's make sure it's reformatted. And because everything is super bright, I'm gonna make it even brighter in here. And let's add let's create an alpha channel based on the luminance. I'm gonna use a keyer node, and that's it. That's an alpha channel, so I can overlay it if I had to, which is what I'm gonna do. So instead of plus, I'm gonna say over, and that will make sure the line shows up on top. And we have to brighten it up. But yeah, that's it. We have to tweak the underneath layer to show this. Or maybe just make it better visible here. Okay, so we have the wire. Maybe let's lower the intensity a tiny bit. Okay. Then this. And that's the wire. And this. Yeah, the illumination is here is not working. It's not helping. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a vignette, which we talked about. So let's go to this frame and put down a vignette node. This is a free node as well that you can find. Vignette. And let's scale it, make sure it fits the screen. And that's it. That's our vignette. It's going to help us focus everything in the center. And if we go back, this is our lightning section. And I'm gonna cache this, and then we'll take a look at improving this in the next video. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in a bit.